Hey everybody, I am back with a new video on how I contour my face. I got asked if I could make a video about this by somebody on my Instagram, so I did. So if you want to see how I contour and bake and highlight, please keep on watching. I already have my base on and my brows. For my base, I'm wearing Makeup Forever HD foundation. I mixed like 3 shades together. Because I don't have the right color. And then I also primed with the Benefit Professional Matte Rescue Mattifying Primer. So mixed in with my foundation, I used 2 shades of the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops. I used Celestial and Moonlight. I don't like these if they're not mixed in with your foundation. Today was actually the first time I tried them mixed with the foundation, and I love it 10 times more than just like putting it on your cheek. They dry super quick, so you don't really get time to blend them out, even if you're using Beauty Blender, because that's damp, but whatever. But so far, loving the dewiness in the foundation. And for my brows, I use the Benefit Precisely My Brow. I am obsessed with this. I usually hate brow pencils. I wasn't a fan of the Brow Wiz by Anastasia on myself. I love using it on clients, but I don't know, I just can't use a brow pencil. I love the Makeup Forever Aqua Brow. It's like a gel consistency, but this pencil is life-changing. Look at these brows. I love them. So before I start contouring, I like to bake underneath my eyes just to set my concealer. And for that, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Powder that everybody and their mother is using. I just rediscovered this because I used to use it years ago, but I never repurchased it because it's very expensive, but it's really so good. So I'm just going to be taking a little wedge like this and just setting under my eyes and then on the sides of my nose. So I hope I'm in focus and that you can see what I'm doing, because I can't see behind me. There's just a window behind me and I don't have a flip up screen, so sorry about that if I'm out of focus. So while that is cooking on my face, I'm gonna take this MAC bronzer with the Riri collection that came out like forever ago. This is the only bronzer I have right now that's dark enough for me, because, I mean, I'm still pretty pale, but this is like tan for me. So I'm just gonna take that. And I like doing bronzer first because it acts like a transition color, like just how you would do with your eyeshadow. If you have a bronzer, you put that on first, it's a little bit lighter than your contour, and it makes everything blend a little bit better. So I'm just gonna be putting that kind of where I would contour, a little higher up on my cheek, and then right on my hairline. Also, I hope the lighting is okay. I have a ring light behind me and I also have a window. So I have my vanity lights on, so I really hope that this lighting is okay. So just doing the same thing on the other side. My skin is glowing from those Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops. Alright, so once we've got our bronzer on, I'm going to move into contouring. Alright, for contouring, I'm going to take the Kevyn Aucoin Sculpting Powder. This is in medium. I love this powder. It's like the perfect cool tone contour color. And I'm just going to take that on a Sigma angled blush brush, or, I'm sorry, angled contour brush. Load up that. Tap the excess off. And what I like to do, I mean, everybody's face shape is different, so this might not work for you, but how I like to contour is just follow from the tip of my ear down, and you can feel the indentation. And you never want to blend downward because that will make you look aged, and we don't want that. So I'm just gonna take my contour color and just blend it upwards into the hollow of my cheek. So any place you want to make recede, that's where you're gonna put your contour color. This color might actually be too cool for me right now because I bought this when I was a little fairer, so we'll make it work. Okay, so now that I have that on, don't worry, I'm gonna come back and blend it out. I'm gonna take a little bit more and I'm gonna put it on my hairline around my temples because I have a bigger forehead. But if you have a small forehead, you could just skip this because it'll close it off even more. So I'm gonna go right on the sides. And what's great about using a different brush for your bronzer that you used before this, you can go back in and blend everything and there'll be no lines and everything blends seamlessly. So another thing when contouring your forehead, you want to make sure that you leave the center bare. That's where the highlight's gonna go. So if you do have a larger forehead, I would suggest just going right on the temples and then at the hairline, nothing in the center, because that's where we're gonna add the highlight. So we've got that on. Now it's time to wipe away the bake underneath our eye. And for that, I'm gonna use this IT Cosmetics dual-ended brush. I love this brush. And you just wanna do little flicks to remove it. It's so crazy how my nose is still glowing even after we had that bake on for a couple minutes. All right, now that we have our contour on and all that jazz, I am just gonna take this brush we used before for bronzer and just blend everything out. This is basically how you would do your eyeshadow when you want to create dimension. You want to blend in between each step so that there are no harsh lines. That should be good. I'm also just going to bring whatever's left down the center of my nose and right on my chin just to add some color. Well, for blush, I'm going to take the Jaclyn Hill and Becca Cosmetics Champagne Glow palette. This is like my favorite thing. I haven't put it down since I got it. I wear this pretty much every time I do my makeup. My favorite blush here is the one right in the center. I hope I'm getting it in the frame, but I believe that one is called Amaretto. Yes, that's Amaretto, and it is a mineral blush from Becca. So I'm gonna pick up Amaretto and a little bit of Rosé Spritz, and I'm just gonna mix those two together. And everybody likes to apply their blush differently. I like to put mine on the apples and then sweep it backwards. Now that we have our blush on, I'm just gonna take that IT Cosmetics brush again that we used to bake and just buff around so it's not too intense. And for highlight, I am mixing together Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop from the same palette. And I'm using a Japanesque fan brush. And how I like to highlight is put it right on the tops of my cheekbones. I kind of started to sweep it on the apples of my cheeks too. I saw that in one of Jaclyn Hill's videos and I actually really like how it looks. I'm gonna go on the tip of my nose, Cupid's bow, and right above my eyebrow. You could add as much or as little as you want. And I'm just gonna put a touch right in the center. Going back with that IT Cosmetics brush again, just to make sure everything is buffed in. And now I'm just gonna bake again. and I'll be placing it right under my contour just to clean everything up because I tend to get super messy with contouring, so the baking just helps. I don't bring it all the way to the corner of my mouth because I don't feel like that's necessary. I just do it right under. So I'm just gonna let that hang out there for like 30 seconds. Not as long as we left the one under the eyes, just because I don't want that to be like highlighted down here. This is how you get that sharp line right underneath your contour that everybody seems to love. So now that I have my whole face on, my contour's done, and my highlight is done, I'm gonna spray my face with the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray that I'm also currently obsessed with. It is perfect for making your skin look extra dewy, even though I'm looking dewy enough, but I mean, are you ever really looking dewy enough? And it also helps my makeup to last longer, which I didn't think that it would, but it definitely does. So I'm just gonna spray a couple. I'm gonna take that same wedge and just pounce it in. I'm gonna go put the rest of my face on, like I'm gonna put a little bit of mascara, maybe lashes and lips, and I'll be right back. Well, here is my completed look. I used the Model Rock 43W lashes that I just can't get over lately. Shall I zoom you in so you can see? I hope that I'm in frame so you can see these lashes. I am just so blown away by them. Really affordable, but like the best quality lashes. I should probably zoom back out. They're really affordable, but they're like way better in my opinion than most of the cheaper brands of lashes. The bands are super thin right around here, making them really comfortable to wear, and they have really dramatic lashes, they have really soft lashes, so they got a great variety. I really recommend them. And for my lips, I'm using one of the Stila long wearing liquid lips. I'm not sure of the name because I'm blind as fuck and can't read the bottom. And I also paired it with ColourPop Clueless over top to get this nice muted pink. But other than that, I hope that this helped you learn how to contour a little bit. Once you get the hang of it, it's not hard at all. Just follow the tip of your ear down and you can feel the hollow of your cheek. I hope to be making more videos soon. I've been super busy, so sorry about that. But thanks for watching. Bye.